Hey, what is going on, guys? And today we're gonna be doing a podcast on the Xenoblade 8 DLC, which was announced. To be more specific, we're gonna talk about mostly Wave 4 and talk about Wave 3 as well, since that was also announced. So I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves, so you guys can take it away in any order.
I like Tyrea.
I like Noah.
I like Madian.
I'm high.
Alright, and I have the most unbased opinions. Alright, so the first thing we'll talk about is going to be the Volume 3 stuff, as that was also announced, but yeah, again, the main focus is Volume 4 teaser stuff, but, we have to talk about this as well. So, I'm going to let Apex or CD CERN take it away.
Alright, so I saw some questions regarding whether we could get multiple heroes per battle, like 2 or 3 heroes, or if you could play as them. From what I've seen, there was nothing like that except in the rogue-like challenge battle, where you get more heroes as you go on. I'm not sure if they're going to replicate that and put it in the actual gameplay, but I think having more than one hero is a possibility, but I don't think playable heroes is something we're getting yet. Do I think we could get extra heroes like DLC, like New Game Plus and whatnot? I don't think so. I think because there's not really a way to properly implement this. With the fact you don't pull them with blades, you'd have to do hero quests, and not sure how they feel about adding New Game Plus quests. It's a little iffy. But as for the challenge battle itself, it looks really cool, and our new hero seems to be pretty interesting because they're crit-based healing. So,
no.
Anyone who plays Fiora in Xenoblade 2 knows just how destructive this can be. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. Don't know if it's going to be as powerful as it was, but it's there now.
Alright.
Well, there's no way it's going to be as powerful as it was. I mean, have you seen how Ino turned out?
I mean, yeah, Ino was not good.
Ino wasn't
And
great.
Ino wasn't too bad, but
Yeah, Ino's just
Ino
a lot
wasn't
of
bad.
good ideas that shouldn't have been applied together.
But when
Not
you have
bad.
Guardian Commander as a tank, everything else is outclassed.
That's
Mhm.
true. Xeon's existence is just Kino.
And the last part I want to mention is the DLC costume. So, we saw Noah in Shulk's outfit, Uni in Melia's, Lance and Ryan, Mia wearing Nia's Blade outfit, Tan wearing Jin's Flesh Eater outfit, and Senna wearing Bridget's outfit. I think these are really interesting, and the idea of putting Tan in Jin's outfit I thought was awesome. And I wonder because if they're going to do more throwback outfits, if they're going to be recolors, or if they're going to be other characters, because I would love to see an Egil-themed Lance as an example, but that might be just me being too excited for this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool.
Okay. Alright, so what about Zayn? Do you have anything to add onto this topic?
No idea.
Alright, so then Tyrea, do you have something to say on this?
I feel really bad because I am not so much of a gameplay guy, and I wasn't I've said many times before, I vastly prefer the X combat over the style that 2 and 3 now have going, so I don't particularly find 2 or 3 combat to be very interesting. So the challenge battle mode didn't really do much for me. I like how the new hero looks. She's really cool. And I could be wrong. I've not looked for that, and I don't have every accessory memorized or whatever, but it said she can craft accessories. Was the agility one shown in the trailer, was that higher than the previous highest agility increasing accessory?
Is 40%.
Oh, okay.
We don't really know how it's gonna work for those because they are randomized. It's basically gotcha again. You get a certain amount of a certain currency to craft these things, air quotes run craft, and then you pay for it, and instead it's just randomized accessories with seemingly corresponding stat bonuses. So we're not really sure how the specifics of that are going to work.
Okay, I take back everything I said. This blade sucks, or this hero sucks.
Oh, Blade.
So true.
Wow.
All right. So what about and anything else, or that's about it for you on this topic?
I am actually pretty excited for the costumes. I hope we have not seen all of the costumes though. God, this is gonna sound like I probably sound like such a weenie saying this. All I really want right now is console N and M outfits for Noah and Mio. If we get that, then I'm 100% satisfied with the costumes. If not, I'm like, I hope, like, even if it isn't the console outfits, I do hope that there are more costumes that we just haven't seen. But I would be satisfied if the only two that we haven't seen are just the console outfits. Like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
All right.
I think that's all I have to say about Wave 3. It looks fine.
All right. And Crack Wizard, what about you?
For Wave 3?
Yeah.
Wave 1 a minute.
Wave 3, it exists. My brain is fried.
Fair enough. Fair. Yeah. For me, I do think the new hero looks pretty cool. I guess. Now, when I saw her in the data mine leak, I'm like, oh, okay, this looks very interesting to me. So I'm like, okay, this should be a very interesting design. So I'm like, all right, I'm down. And yeah, as for the gameplay wise, I cannot comment on that as I'm not that experienced with the actual playing part of Xenoblade 3 when it comes to like the combat and stuff. I'm more into the lore and stuff. So yeah, I cannot comment much on if she will be good or etc. Combat wise.
If there's R3 charge on any of her arts, she will be broken.
That's true.
All right. Yeah, I mean, from the sound of it, a crit heal, like if we're being honest, certainly sounds like a recipe for brokenness. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I will.
The most broken thing they could add to 3's combat would be a non-positional break art with really high success rate and like multi-hits that all land break.
Okay.
So basically, if they add Speedy Sword.
Yes, I was gonna
Speedy
say
Sword or Ricky's one, which is even more broken.
I will say one thing. I don't think we're gonna get New Game Plus heroes. That's not. I mean, if they were gonna do that, they would have probably been added by now. I mean, like as a free update.
I am going to hold on to the hope that Shania will be a hero, and I am not going to give up this hope until I die.
Wow.
All right.
That's base.
Okay. But so the reason I say that is because
I'm gonna be playing the Xenoblade export. I'm just like, one of these days, Shania is gonna be added as a hero to Xenoblade 3. It's happening.
What if Shania gets added to Xenoblade X2? With Tyrea, then what are you gonna do?
That's his favorite game ever.
what?
I think we just broke him. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is his reaction. I'm going to send
because you know, but action thinks about Shania.
Which I could send this emote on the screen as well. But yeah, but that's him. But that's him right now. Okay. But yeah. So as for the New Game Plus heroes, I don't think they're coming. But I do think that we can get extra heroes. I would say. I mean, because if I remember correctly, with Xenoblade 2, we did get unintended heroes, or I guess unplanned heroes from the start, such as Elma. So it's not. I don't think it's the most impossible that that we could get some like bonus heroes like in that regard. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I don't think it's impossible. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know.
Yeah, they might add more. It would be cool if they do.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the New Game Plus blades are the ones that were unplanned, but
Well, I mean,
yeah.
no, they definitely just kind of like rushed Elma in there. Like I think Takahashi even said in an interview that he was surprised by how much fan demand there was for another crossover character from Axe. So.
Well, Elma was in the game's code for a while before she was actually released.
Oh,
Yeah, but
was she there
it
at
was like-
launch's code or?
No, she was
Okay.
added after a couple of updates. It was
Okay.
like
yeah, I see.
early middle-ish of the, like I think like around Marchish, because like if we assume the game came out basically December, January time, around
Yeah.
4-ish months into the game's lifespan. So
Yeah,
I think about
so-
March, yeah.
Yeah, so it's possible that it wasn't planned at the start, or before the game came out, and then and then they thought of it. Okay, so we could add it in, which is why we see parts of the code, like I guess, like you said, like in March time. So.
Oh no, we saw like the entire code. They just put it all in all at once.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
And when was she
like
unplayable?
Yeah, like it all showed up all at once, and
Oh,
and
wow,
the
okay.
instant everybody read the data, we were like, oh my god, that's fucking Elma. And then like 3 months later, it ended up being actually Elma. So
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
even before challenge mode existed, she was in the game technically.
All right. Okay. That's all I have to say. If you guys want to say anything else or regarding Volume 3, yeah.
Wave 3 looks cool.
Uh,
I'm excited
Yeah.
for the roguelike thingy.
we're like 6 days away from it, so.
Yeah, DLC soon.
Yes.
Honestly,
New
it
Blade
looks
has-
way cooler than Wave 2.
Yeah,
I'm excited, man.
I do actually. Hold on, I just thought of something. I do want to say one thing. As for in Wave 2, so you know how when we got challenge mode in Xenoblade 2, like we saw Shulk and Fiora appear. So
Yeah.
now we know why that similar thing did not happen now because from this the story DLC. So
Get there when we get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So okay, if that's it, then we shall move on to the next topic. Then alrighty. All right. Now we're gonna talk about Volume 4. But before we get into the juicy stuff, we're gonna just talk about what we think the gameplay could look like. Though this part is I think gonna be short as well, just like the previous one. So that's why we're getting it out of the way first. For this one, actually, I want to say something first. So I guess I'll start. So so one thing I thought about it is that so in Xenoblade 2 Torna, like they changed the combat for the better in most aspects. In some aspects I would argue it got worse, but that's okay. But that's a combo for another day. But like, so I was thinking, so what would they change here now? Because if we're being honest, I actually don't think this game's combat needs that much changing. I mean, okay,
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Okay.
I love how the first thing that we're talking about with the story DLC, we're not even starting with what that trailer showed us. We have to talk about what gameplay changes.
We
are
are going to edge the audience, so that's why.
Oh.
We are legally the biggest pricks. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, okay. Actually, I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay, never mind. Forget I said anything. Okay. So, yes. I mean, yeah. So I'm sure that they're gonna improve upon the gameplay, like in some aspect, but I don't think we need that much changing. And also, Miwen asked a question. He says, "Do you believe that the hero system will be present in the story DLC?" And my answer to that is, so I'm sure that we're gonna have the 6 party members, aka the 6 founders, most likely. And we're gonna have some, and for the 7th party or 7th member, I guess, because you can't control them or the hero, we're gonna have someone there, I believe. And I don't think it's going to be too much different than the base game, other than that we're going to have way less heroes. Like instead of having I'm gonna say an estimate like 20 or 15 from the main game, we might have like maybe 3 or 5. Actually, 5 is too much, I'd say. So like maybe 3, like in my opinion. However, I will say it might be possible to play as the heroes though in the story DLC because they listen to fans with Torna. We're like, we want to play as the Blades, but I think that was planned either way beforehand. But anyways, yeah, we might be able to play as heroes in the DLC. Who knows? I mean, and yeah.
I
Yeah.
have something I would like to share.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So first of all, I'm going to share these images. So in the trailer, we saw who we can assume is the founder Van Dam with an Ouroboros, but it's different from how Ouroboros normally is. I shared the picture of the astral projections of Ouroboros in Chapter 1. Rather than him being beside a second person to interlink, it seems his Ouroboros is beside him, almost like a Persona from the Persona series. I'm not sure if that's going to be done in a different manner where the characters can achieve their own Ouroboros, or if Van Dam is just a unique case. But I think there's going to be some fundamental changes to the Ouroboros gameplay.
Well, considering Mobius could transform without needing to interlink, I think it could just be in that direction.
Yeah, Mobius can turn into Mobius without the use of interlinking, and even after that they can interlink. So there's always that.
Alright, so Tyrea, do you have anything to add on upon the gameplay with the Volume 4?
As for gameplay changes, I'm not anticipating anything too drastic. I could see them maybe going with like shorter cooldowns or something. I totally agree that I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if I agree with heroes being playable. I feel like that's like. I feel like that the main reason that they aren't playable is because they didn't want to then make so many extra animations for like running, or swimming and climbing, you know.
But
so
But the thing is that I would believe that we had way less heroes. So if we have like 3, for example,
that's
then
the thing. I do anticipate there being less heroes. I just think that they're not going to put in that kind of effort. Like I think that they will still. Here's where the opinion differs a bit.
Mhm.
I think I don't anticipate there being like 5 or so heroes. I think I'm thinking somewhere more like 10 or 12 heroes, like noticeably less than the main game, but still like a substantial amount of variety.
Okay.
Is what I'm anticipating.
All right. Interesting. All right. And what about Zayn? Do you have anything to say?
No.
All right then. Actually, okay. I do want to bring up the other points or like something else I thought of. What if it's possible that we have no heroes in this? Like, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I guess it's not impossible. Where we just have 6 party members now, and yeah,
Regardless of what happens, Rex and Shulk are going to be heroes. No matter how many heroes they have, there's going to be the minimum of Rex and Shulk.
I think the idea is that they're going to be like main party members.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be heroes if I'm being honest.
I
don't.
mean,
Also, there's another complication with that because they're technically not the founders. The statues are.
True.
well, the statues are I guess more specifically, they're of the original Ouroboros, with the exception of the 2 disciples of Rex and Shulk, respectively. But those are because the respective original Ouroboros wanted them to be of Shulk and Rex. But the founders group is mentioned to be a lot larger than just the original 7 Ouroboros. It's implied to have been the original 7 and a bunch of other associates and people that they knew, which is implied to include Shulk and Rex. So technically Shulk and Rex are included, they're just not part of the original Ouroboros group.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What if Shulk and Rex interlink?
That might actually
And they
happen.
become the Xenoblade.
That
Shulk
might
and Rex
actually happen.
interlink.
I'm not gonna lie. That might
just
actually
say
happen.
this is truly the Xenoblade Chronicles.
But by the way, if Tyrea is a hero, then I'm gonna take back every bad thing I've ever said about this game.
Good.
If Tyrea is in the game at all, then I'm gonna take back every bad thing I said about this game.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying, if Shulk and Rex interlink, we will finally have sex on screen.
Gay femboy butt sex?
This is like the comment I made. I remember.
Let's go.
Oh, hold on. We already know that the gay sex is happening from the story tease that we
That's
got
true.
there.
Oh
Alvis
yeah,
is
that's
there
true.
for
Gay
you.
femboy butt sex is here already.
This is like the time, like in the last podcast, I made a comment that, hey, wait, so is interlinking just some higher dimension of sex or something, and then someone said that's like a Darling of Frank's reference or something. I don't know.
4D sex.
Yeah, something like that. 4D sex, like bruh. 5D sex. Okay. Yeah. So, do we have anything else regarding gameplay, or we shall move onwards?
Territorial Rockbart's gonna be there, that's all.
True.
Might be Gonzalez, but you know what? I want there to be a legitimate side quest chain, a massive quest chain that is the massive lore between Gonzalez and Rotbart fucking each other and giving birth to whatever the hell that new monkey is in the big plains and in the base game. I want to see it happen.
Not
I'm so
Bart.
disappointed because the giant monkey we see on Bionis' leg there, it looks more like a Gonzalez, but we already have a movable Gonzalez in the game, so we need Rotbart.
Yeah, we need to see the big quest chain and the story arc of Rotbart's legacy as he fucks immovable Gonzalez and
We also need to
Pete
learn
Griffin.
what happened to Rotbart and why Gonzalez moved to the Macfa.
Yeah, it's gonna be the most dramatic love story ever of Rotbart and Gonzalez fucking each other, and then Rotbart getting killed by the Mobius, and Gonzalez going into grief and after hiding
God,
their kid.
It's just like CERN said, Console N is gonna kill Rotbart.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Fuck you all on this now.
Okay.
What if it's Consul Kenny Rohan?
Okay, we're getting into the next category, so we shall move
I'm
on
more
to
invested
that.
in this than I am in the story.
Oh god.
Console
Like the
R,
actual
Rotbart.
story of this DLC.
Yo,
alright.
Consul R is Rotbart.
Okay. All right. So now we're getting to the actual reason you came to this, or you came to listen to this podcast. It is the actual lore / plot stuff regarding whatever the hell we saw on the Nintendo Direct.
Definitely
Yes.
did came at the Nintendo Direct.
So first, I will just briefly summarize what we saw, and then we shall discuss about it. So, we saw a Wave 4 teaser where we see Shulk, Rex, Alvis, who looks to be very sussy, and along with I want to say I don't know who exactly it is, but I know it looks like Faye from Xenogears. So yeah, and that's pretty much all we see. Oh yes, and we see Rotbart as well, which is very important. But yes, so yeah, so that is
Console
yeah. So
What
that
if his
is what
name
we
is
see.
Gonzalez Rotbart?
True.
R.
Okay, so the
Immovable Robot.
So the first question that we have on this subject is from Soy Sauce, and he says, "Where do y'all think the story gonna take place? Before Ionius? If so, where? If during Ionius, when? If after Ionius, where? Or will this take place in a brand new timeline?" Okay, so who wants
I
to
think
start
we
this one?
all agree on
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know exactly when this is. This is a prequel with the founders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still see some confusion. Like, there are a lot of people who just won't hear either side of the argument, and that's unfortunate because my initial response to seeing it, I saw Shulk and Rex, and I was like, okay, this is probably a Founders prequel. And then the shot of Bionis' leg confused me because it looked like it wasn't connected to anything.
Yeah.
So, I thought, oh, maybe the worlds aren't merged. It's like maybe this is a sequel. So I was very confused after my first time seeing the trailer, but after watching it like 3 or 4 times, I realized it's definitely a prequel.
I will say
Yeah.
just one thing. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna okay. Sorry. So before I say this, does anyone want to add on to this, or because I'm going to transition on to the next thing regarding this. So
well, I do want to add on a little bit to that.
Yeah, sure.
I can see why a lot of people are arguing that it's a sequel, because I think a lot of those points are completely valid. They can go either direction, but the big confirming point of evidence was that Ionius was merged and that it existed at all, because that's not possible afterwards. It's not unless it's we've stepped into the Xenoblade X territory of things, but I doubt that. I still really wished it was a sequel, but I pretty much accepted that as a prequel the instance that we saw the trailer drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my stance.
So I wanted to transition into so which why I asked is because the next topic is going to be Alvis, which is like almost the rest of this podcast is going to be about. But yes, so I'm pretty sure it's a prequel, right? However, my question then is where would Alvis, so like do we straight up kill Alvis in the prequel DLC? That's why he's nowhere to be seen in the main game? Because like you would think, because I suppose you would think that you would think that Alvis would quote unquote get what he wants, and therefore the main game happens. Like Shulk and Rex, they would lose, I guess, like overall in the end, like from stopping Ionius, right?
My time.
So
my time is nigh.
Yes. Just let me finish.
Time.
Just
you
let
all
me
know where I'm going, baby.
Just let me finish my thing. Just let me finish my question. Sorry, but yeah.
It's doing.
It's doing. So my question would be that where would Alvis be in the main game if he because I don't think we quote unquote kill him or defeat him, or unless we do, but then how does Ionius still happen then in that regard? So which is why I think some people might be saying it's a sequel, maybe as possible, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a prequel as well. All right.
I'm a little confused about here's the thing that really raises a lot of questions, because this is this has to be 110% guaranteed that Alvis is console A.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yes,
the weirdest thing to me, everybody keeps pointing to this being Alvis's whole idea, that he's actually the real one behind everything. I honestly still don't even know. I almost still kind of feel like that Zed is still the one in charge of everything.
Yeah, the idea of Alvis being evil is really, really stupid to me, because
I almost feel like maybe Alvis is corrupted by Zed or something. All
right. Can I start my copium theory?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I make my quick?
I've just activated that. But
okay.
Actually, wait a minute. How much? Okay. Sharon, what were you?
Yeah.
Did you have a lot to add to this?
I have a minute or two worth of things to say. So I'll go ahead and get out of the way quick.
Yeah. Sure.
Alvis is a very neutral character. I don't think he necessarily has a motivation that's from malice or kindness. I think it's just what he deems the natural state of the world and order. But he says at the end of Xenoblade 1 that he will proclaim the end. Now, I'm guessing this might be in contrast to the Mobius's Endless Now, where rather than stopping time and place to prevent the uncertain future, Alvis is trying to end Ionios before it can happen. Because he knows that Mobius won't be able to last forever, so at some point that future will start flowing again.
Where that's going. But the problem I have with that is that first. I just realized your names in Discord are Among Us Lover 70 and Among Us Lover 71.
There's more to it.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's 69 others, but no. The big problem I have with that is that Alvis isn't quite as neutral as some people make him out to be, because Alvis has a certain core set of philosophical beliefs and ideologies that are defining towards him, that both connect him to the ideas of Gnosticism, or a specific branch of the ideas of Gnosticism, and also, more importantly, to the namesake of his core crystal, ontology. And a lot of those are pretty much the polar opposite of, like, the Mobius ideology and the whole, like, keeping things going on for eternity, and more inclined towards a lot more of what the Xenoblade parties in all three games, Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, are more inclined to of working together to go towards the future of learning and developing things, and most importantly, that the future will always be uncertain, because the future is where we learn things. We learn new things as we go forward for the future, and the future represents that truth, that uncertainty, and it also represents that death and that finality to things, and they're all three kind of synonymous to each other, that they cannot, and that you can never know what all three of these things, you can never know the future, you can never know death, and you can never know the truth. No matter how hard you try, you will never know those three things in life, and that's why they are the same at the principal level, and that's why it's important to have courage to go forward and confront those things that you're afraid of, and that's a lot of what ontology, also romanticism and Gnosticism are all about. Which are all three very core themes of these three games, and they're a core part of Alvis's ideology that he teaches to Shulk over the course of Xenoblade 1, and when you get little tidbits of his backstory in, like, the Siren model kit, and also in his in the little bits we understand about him just from the tiny thing we hear about him in Xenoblade 2, that imply him to have always had kind of this push forwards towards the future mentality, right? And working together, kind of like, not so pacifist as passive, kind of aggressive, not like a passive aggressiveness, but like an aggressively move forward towards the future, but do so passively with each other kind of mentality. It's also very niche in its elements. The direction that they're taking Alvis's character in this game, or that they're presenting him as, even with the framing and the cinematography, is very reminiscent of a certain character from Xenosaga, who is kind of Alvis's inspiration. Except he's like just Alvis but evil, where he's literally only doing things for the sake of what is objectively like the state of the world, right? The natural state of the world, and just resetting things to a ground zero type state. So I think that's where a lot of people get that idea of Alvis is doing that, because they're just copying the Xenosaga antagonist. But the problem is that the Saga antagonist and Alvis, even though they're both very similar toward each other, are actually polar opposites when you get down to the semantics of things. So anyways, that leads me into my copium theory, which I can finally now talk about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
My copium theory is that Alvis's body has been stolen by a Mouse's ghost, and after it got stolen, Alvis transformed himself into Riku. Let's go, baby. Fuck yeah, I'm out of here.
Go.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Okay, he's back.
I have no words for what I just heard. But wow.
That was awesome.
No, you missed the very important part where actually Alvis gets taken, like, possessed by Akos, right?
You get possessed by a mouth as being gay fanboy, but sexed by Akko. Sorry, my fault. I completely forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it. Oh god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. It all makes sense now. Thank you for the.
You missed the part where Alvis has sex with Rotbart.
Yes.
And that creates the sex between Alvis and Rotbart creates Gonzalez, and then Gonzalez ends up fucking Rotbart, and we get the new monkey in Xenoblade 3, basically.
Bruh.
I hate this.
I love this.
What do you mean? It's amazing.
You don't remember that one time in Xenoblade 3?
Okay. Alright, Zayn, so...
This podcast has gone too long.
Zayn, so
Must be stopped.
do you have anything to add regarding this, and don't talk, and yeah, we're not gonna talk about the next topic just yet, but if you have something to say on this one itself, then yes.
Alvis is sus.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think this is the perfect time to quote a Malthus. Oh, architect, is this the world you intended?
Your voice got cut off on my end, so
Damn
no. But I mean, we know.
If hell does exist, then this is it.
Yes, yes, that
But I
is.
think real hell might be something closer to this.
We are in an endless hell cycle.
The
Endless.
endless now.
Yes, jinx. All right. So, Curse asked a question. Did Alvis cause the rifts in Xenoblade Future Connected?
Okay. This is very fascinating to me, especially because if you look behind Alvis in that shot, that is like the portal behind him is nearly identical to the rift we see opening in Future Connected. Like it is.
I don't know if Alvis caused the rifts in Future Connected. Like, this is weird. Future Connected is kind of weird because it doesn't really explain where all that stuff came from in a perfect manner. But if I had to take a whimsical guess, I would say that it was just generally caused by the absence of the conduit, and we could tell that with how the conduit, the worlds kind of got up because they needed each other to an extent. Well, they needed the conduit. So then things started like tearing into it. There's also something to be said that the people of like the high entity of Alchemoth feared their futures, much like all of humanity did in Xenoblade 3, and Fogbeast could be the predecessor to Mobius to an extent. But I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I'll wrap up my thoughts here. Did Alvis cause the rift in XCFC? Yes, no. When in doubt, go learn the Xenosaga lore because that answers a lot of it. And is Alvis Mobius A?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
I think the big twist is that he's gonna be the Mobius A because it's actually not Alvis and it's actually a Malthus.
Oh,
You
okay.
fight me.
Okay. Oh, right. Yes, I completely forgot.
Here's
Yes.
the thing about him being
Yes.
Mobius A, though. I mean, not Zanza. Alvis triple crossed Shulk in the main game, so like you already know him being a part of Mobius does not mean he pledges his allegiance to them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. All right. And Zayn, and do you have something to say on this?
God no. I haven't.
Okay. All right. Then I guess we shall move onwards to the next topic, which is also on Alvis, but it's give me 1 second. Let me write the timestamp down. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next topic is going to be so Skyline asks, do you think the Aegis will be in the DLC? If so, what kind of role will they play? Will they retain some of their powers? And also, adding on to that, Surya asks, did Alvis fucking kill Pyra and Mythra? Ooh, what is this now? This is some spicy, some very spicy, I guess, information. Alright, so I guess I'll go first on this one. Do I think they'll be in the DLC? I think they will be in the DLC considering Rex has those 2 swords. However, will they die? I know that last night we were talking among some people or like in my server, and we were saying how like hey wait did Alvis just kill them, which is why Rex says you heartless monster or something, or sorry, like heartless machine, my bad. So which I'm like, okay, that is possible, but I don't know. I mean, it could happen. I mean, like the main reason they did that is because if we look at Rex's weapon, they say that it's not glowing like how the core would. But my response to that would be, yeah, that's possible, but it's also possible that at the ending of 2, They must have, I don't know, like basically the whole blade lore, or yeah, it kind of just changed up, I would say. So it's possible that the weapons are just different now. Like I guess like the rules and lore stuff, I suppose. So we don't know that.
Aegis swords do look a bit different. Like they don't look
Yeah.
exactly the way
Yeah,
they
They
did.
don't have the core crystals
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them.
I mean, it's possible that Rex is just using them like without the Aegis powers or just the blade powers. Like he's just like using swords.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's possible that they're just replicas
yeah, that too. Yeah.
because like
As for yeah, sorry.
I don't know if they would even
Yeah.
if Klaus changed how the blades work, then would the Aegises even be able to summon swords at all? Maybe they just made like
True.
a replica of the Aegis swords.
There's something to be said in that Agnian blades don't have core crystals on their weapons.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah, so it's possible that yeah, so the whole like I guess fundamental of the blade or the weapons could be different. And as for him calling a heartless machine, yeah, that I'd say is the biggest evidence saying that Alvis could have killed them, but again, I think for that we're jumping onto like it could happen, but I don't think there's enough evidence to say because we like one way or another. Considering that,
It should be mentioned though.
Yeah,
regarding that,
yes,
Pyra and
yeah.
Mythra were never planned to be alive in Xenoblade 3 in the first place. So
Mhm.
if they are alive, that'll be a something new to the plan that for all this.
Okay.
I would
see.
also like to mention that Nia's weapon in Xenoblade 3 has spectral projections of the Aegis swords behind it,
Yeah.
and those do have the core crystals.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. That
Yeah.
I was gonna mention about Nia's thing, but yes, I did not know about that. Though having core crystals, I would have to take a relook at that. Okay, that is very interesting. Okay. Speaking of which, let's just talk about that for a quick second. Can someone explain, or I guess or does anyone have an idea how Nia has that? I mean, like did she inherit some of their powers possibly?
Pretty sure those are just like I think those are just like weird water bending type
I
shit.
think it's just a spectral projection of them. Like, I don't think it's the actual Aegis swords
Yeah.
in any capacity.
Okay, all right.
I think it's just something she's making with like the water and like weird.
But the question is why?
things.
Why? I mean,
Because they're her friends.
true, fair. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
just
they
overlooking
all
it.
fucked Rex, so I mean,
yeah,
like
that is true. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all friends with a benefit. So yeah. Yeah.
Buddies.
Zayn.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind being Rex so I could get fucked by Nia.
Zayn. So what about you? Do you have anything to say regarding Alvis and the Aegis?
He's sus.
Well,
That is true.
I mean, do you think he killed the Pyra and Mythra in this case? Like, what's your answer
I
on
think
this?
he's sus.
I saw him.
Oh.
I saw him kill Pyra and Mythra, and then he vented out into somewhere
Exactly.
else.
Okay.
He's the imposter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, me personally, I would say
Alvis is the imposter. That's why it doesn't make sense that Alvis would do any of this.
Oh my
He's
God,
not
no,
Alvis.
that's
He's the imposter.
He's sus Alvis. He's sus this. He's a Malthus. A
No.
Malthus.
oh my god.
I was right.
No.
And the real Alvis is actually Riku.
Anal fuss.
Oh,
Anal
no.
No, now you just mean-
That's a Malthus. His
That's a
name
chill
now.
cut
He's
right there.
Consul A is anal sus.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, again, so me personally,
I just realized I said that out loud. Like no one else in my house hears what we're talking about, so they just heard me scream anal stuff.
that is not
Reason.
have fun, I suppose. Yeah.
Gay monkey anal butt sex.
So I mean, I think again for me, I'd say I don't know. I'd say like my answer is I just straight up like I'm gonna pick a I don't know answer, like not yes or no, because I feel like there's not sufficient information to make a conclusive answer regarding that. And plus, I do want to have some. Plus, I'm on hopium, so that's why so
Honestly,
yeah.
same, man. For completely different things, but same, man. I feel ya.
Okay. Okay. So Crack.
You
So,
could bury
so
Alvis.
what about you?
Same.
What do you think on this? Do you think he killed them or?
Me?
Crack.
Do I think he
Who
killed
has talked so far on this topic?
I know. I think I did, and then like I guess we kind of just rambled on about Nia's weapons. I mean, not weapon, like her astral projection. I mean, not astral.
Actually,
projection.
before I let
Works.
CERN talk, so how about if Elementary has something to say?
Yeah.
Let's let him say something
I'm
first.
kind of with Falto on this, and I have no idea if anal sus killed them or not. Because again, as I said before, they weren't originally planned for the story. But also, like, they could still be involved. It's like they become an additional source of lore. So there's benefits to keeping them alive, and there's also benefits you could do from a storytelling standpoint to kill them. It's like they're in a unique position where they have the most flexibility for how they could be handled, and I think it could go either way, and I think it could be really good either way.
Mhm.
So that's the one thing where I don't really mind which direction they take that.
Okay.
See, I think Pyra and Mythra are gonna die because it'll piss off every Xenoblade 2 fan.
That would be base. You know what? If they're gonna make Alvis evil, Pyra and Mythra better die, because then everyone can be angry together at Monolith Soft, and we can be united truly and walk
Yeah.
towards for the future where we storm Monolith Soft headquarters.
Yeah.
This is the future
Ze-
Alvis intended where you walk hand in hand.
Xenoblade fans being united is like me saying that's like when pigs fly. So yeah.
It would happen if they did that. Let's be real.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will die because considering they weren't in the base game like anywhere at all. So I'm sure that they will probably die. But I don't think. I mean, again, I don't think it's in that scene that we saw in the trailer. I mean, I think that could be, but I think that's just Alvis doing some sussy things in general, and then
Sussy Baka, man.
yeah, and then Rex and Shulk are mad. Oh, also, speaking of Rex, he got a new voice actor completely, which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, because I'm pretty sure that's for Shulk is Adam Howden, right? Unless I'm shipping.
Definitely Adam Howden.
Yeah. So for Rex, they got it. I'm pretty sure that's not how we were at all. So okay.
No,
I mean,
Weaver
we'll
is
see.
actually like 40 or something.
Oh, is he now? Okay. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't sound like
yeah.
L at all, so I mean, it could be, but I don't think it's him at all, so, but yeah. So, I guess, I mean, voices change, happen.
No, honestly, that would be like the most awesome thing ever if that actually is his voice, and he's like gonna show like
True. Yeah,
what his voice acting can do.
yeah, because again,
See,
yeah, sorry.
There's things I want to point out where, first of all, I'm not saying it will happen, but I think it would actually be really cool if Alvis just doesn't have a single line of dialogue. But most importantly, Shulk is now allowed to swear. I think what's going to happen is, like, talking to Alvis, like, confronting him the first time, he's like, "Why the hell would you do this?" But then, you know, when the vending machine breaks, he's like, "Grah! You fucking vending machine! You stole my fucking money, you bitch! I'm gonna cut the shit out of you!"
There's two problems with that. So the F word is only allowed once, I believe, in teen games. Or wait, is it in games or is it in movies? I forgot. It's in.
I
it's
know
in
that
games.
rule applies to PG-13 movies. I'm not sure if the same rule applies to
Yeah.
T-rated games.
Yeah, I don't know.
That same rule does not apply to Angry Shulk.
True. But yeah,
Actually, I mean, what if that's like really what's going on with Alvis? It's like Shulk is just like, "Alvis, you're not allowed to swear." Then Alvis is just like, "Oh fuck."
Actually, no. It's gonna be like Persona 5, when Reggie finally says the F word. You know.
It's when Ryuji says fuck.
Yo.
Alvis just wants to destroy the world because they won't let him survive.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I genuinely want Riku to be Alvis because then we can have a pouty-faced Riku talking as if he's Alvis, going about, I got my fucking body stolen.
Actually, yeah. It's possible that maybe. Okay, actually, hold on. I just thought of something.
I want that.
Okay, I'm going to interject. Okay, so new proposition. What if this happens? So, like as we said, like Alvis is on the trailer. They make us think he's evil, right? But he's actually secretly not. And I suppose that the real bad guy, or Zed or whoever it is in here, then they find out, and then they punish Alvis as well, and then he's basically forced into to be a Napon.
Riku!
Wait, but Napons are not part of the cycle, so would that even work?
Yeah, Napons aren't affected by turns.
Yeah, okay, never mind about that.
Napon aren't supposed to interfere.
Then well, you know what? He still can be Riku because I said so, yeah.
Well, if my other crazed crackpot theory about Alvis creating the Nopon is true, then this could also work.
Alright, I remember
Here's
that.
my speculation, right?
Yeah.
This really is the Monado, the end of the world.
I'm leaving.
And he left.
Damn.
Great. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. All right. He's back. Okay.
Well,
All right.
all this
Yeah.
talk about death has I've come to a realization that is going to like really hurt if it actually happens.
Right.
I just realized this DLC prequel could show us how Ricky dies.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
shit!
Oh
Like,
no.
that's kind of vaguely been on my mind the
I
entire
forgot.
time, but it never really
forgot.
clicked until you said it.
I forgot.
We find what is like clearly his grave in Maxha.
Yeah.
But you can't kill Ricky. You can't kill Hero Pawn.
Okay. Okay.
I like this idea, but I also hate it.
I do want to say.
I swear to God, if this DLC is just gonna be like the big dumb crossover stuff that like everybody wants Xenoblade 3 to be, but then everybody dies, I'm going to vomit everywhere.
Yeah,
No, I
honestly,
think
that
people
was a
fun.
little. I did fear that, like before we even got this announced. I'm like, I'm a bit nervous, like, cause like I don't know if I said this in a podcast, but I remember talking about this. I'm like, I'm a bit nervous that like if it's a prequel, like aren't we gonna just see like everyone's, or not everyone's, but like most people's deaths, cause like either they lose in battle or something like that. I mean, so because I mean, I'm pretty sure Rex would not stop fighting. I mean, correct me from.
Yeah, it's like, I think the only three we have like outright confirmation will in any capacity live are Van Damme, and then the two kids that are probably like Shulk and Rex's kids that aren't Mio.
Yeah.
That was a weird way of phrasing it.
Yeah, Rex's kids. Well, we don't actually no. Never mind. Yeah, but I do want to ask a question though, because this is part of my hopium as well. so if Pyra and Mythra do actually end up dying, does it mean that, because by the end of the game, of the base game, you know how the world is, I guess, quote unquote fixed in the sense that Ionis never happened, so would they still be alive in like at the actual ending of the game?
No, because fuck you, Xenoblade 2 fans.
Bruh.
Oof.
I
mean,
maybe.
they should be. If,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Origin would reset everything, so
Mhm.
Yeah, they should be fine if that happens.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, which is why I'm actually not, because like I mean like if you know me, I'm not the bit like I can't really cope. I guess main characters that's well like is rare, so which is why I'm trying to think of all the hopium/copium reasons as to why I should not be sad. So like I'm trying. Like,
when
I'm trying
it
to
when it
find
comes to
reasons.
main character death, you have to know to kill them off with purpose and not
I
just
know.
to do it for no reason.
I know, no, but I'm just childish, I guess. But
See,
yeah.
There's 3 ways to kill off a character: doing it well, doing it to annoy the fans, and doing it because you have genuinely no clue what the fuck you want to do with them anymore.
Hey, that's I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to
do
think
it because
of what
it amuses me.
reference.
That's true. It's because it amuses me.
Well,
All right, so the last thing we're going to talk about today is more of a half serious, half joke topic. So it is, could we have Malos in this DLC somehow? Okay, so hear me out. The only evidence we have for this is that Harry, the voice actor of Noah, and David Memkin, the voice actor of Malos, they were recording in a studio sometime last year, like late last year, and they posted on Twitter a photo of them being together regarding that. That's the only, I guess, slight evidence, and I know it could be for something else. So, yeah. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this, and then we'll wrap it up.
Regarding Malice in
Yes.
3,
Yes.
I'm hopeful. I really want to see it myself, but
Mhm.
I have no idea, so I'm gonna stay out on that one.
All right. So what
guys-
about?
no clue.
Okay. Okay. So all right. So what about Dad and Apex or CD CERN?
Okay. Yeah, Sharon, you can go.
I'm not sure if Malice is going to appear. Because he did kind of die, but also things are always subject to change because, well, not subject to change, but they could have Malice appear, maybe not in his original state, but as some form of data. He could be like kind of as a piece of data on Origin.
Mhm.
I'm not sure on that. I don't know.
All
He
right.
could be there. He could not be there.
All right. And what about Dad?
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I think that it would definitely be interesting. I'm not actually sure how they would even really bring him back, though. Like, I don't have any crazy theories about that, but
All right.
I could see it happening, and I would actually really like to see that because I think that would be really funny.
Yeah. Let's see.
Honestly, oh god, that would be really interesting because, like, seeing how Malos would feel about Mobius because Mobius and everything that they are about is like the complete opposite of what Torna stands for, like the Torna organization.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like Malos and the Jin and all those people would be just as against Mobius as our main party in Free are. So
True.
What if Malice is the 7th founder?
Oh my god.
Yo.
Malos
Yeah.
fucks Riku and takes over the entire world.
Bruh. Yeah. So my thoughts on this are, yeah. Again, I really want this to happen, but me personally, I don't think it's happening. I mean, this is. I'm just pretty sure it's because like these dub voice actors, yeah, like they're more. I guess you could say they're more like, yeah. Sorry, bad wording. You'll see them a lot more in like similar games, such as like Pyra's voice and Jin's. They're found in like Lego. Oh, actually, probably Lego Star Wars as well. Forgot, I know, but like,
Adam
like the Lego
Howden
mo-
in Lego
yeah.
Star Wars, Adam Howden even says, "I'm
Yeah.
really feeling it."
oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
cool.
they intentionally put the Xenoblade reference
Yeah.
in the new
Yo,
Lego
let's
Star
go.
Wars game.
The guy who put the reference in literally talked about how he put that in intentionally in the game when he saw that Adam Howden was there, and then Adam Howden
Nice.
questioned him on it, and he was like, "Oh no, that's I wanted that there as an intentional reference to Xenoblade," and Howden was all for it once he realized that. So
Yo, let's go. Yeah, so yes, but I do know that in Lego Marvel, like in one of the games, Pyra and Jin. I know Jin plays Batman, and I think Pyra's VA she played Wasp. I remember correctly. I don't remember entirely, but yeah, so these they do.
And
like,
Doria's voice actor is also in
Yeah.
one of the Lego Marvel games.
hmm Yeah, so it's not to say that it could be something else for all we know, but I mean, we have some hope. And as for how lore wise, I actually do have an idea. So I know that the physical form of Malos is dead. However, I think his data is not dead in the sense that so at the end of Xenoblade 2, when Klaus is a she, guys. What the fuck? I mean,
Yo.
so when Klaus gave Pyra or Mythra or Numa, like he gave her all of Elysium's data, which I believe should include Malos, technically speaking, if we go by that as well. So it's possible that Pyra and Mythra, they have Malos's data, which is also how how Mythra was able to talk to Malos somehow after he died. So I know she was talking to herself most likely, or I guess Malos's conscience inside her or something. I have no idea, guys. But so it's possible that he's not dead in the sense that his data is alive and it could be used to bring him back, or at least have him some sort of AI or something. So yeah, that's how I think he could come back if he does, and it'd be cool, but I don't think it's happening if you ask me. Alright, so any last final words, or we can about just wrap this up?
you should put the entirety of this VC chat in the video at some point.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
God.
I
should for
okay, we'll see about that. We'll see. Okay, but
That
okay,
can't happen.
yeah,
I
we'll see
want to
about
talk
that.
about because
should
I realized we actually didn't really go over him in the podcast.
Yeah.
The new main character that is likely the founder of Van Damme.
Mhm.
From what because he had a comment about saying that presumably Alvis killed his granddad,
Mhm.
which, if we assume that Van Damme is Noah and Mio's son, and Mio is Nia and Rex's son, Rex fucking dies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Also,
yeah.
I gotta say, even though, of course, Shulk and Rex are just the mentors of the founders, I gotta point out that apparently Shulk is the mentor of the founder for House Reed, so that's that's a W.
Shulk is the progenitor to Shania.
Bruh.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's see. What else I wanted to say regarding that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have anything else.
Iggy asked a question while we were recording the podcast, and he
Oh.
asked
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yes.
if
Yes.
Dunban is going to be playable again in Xenoblade Free DLC.
And the answer is yes. Of course he is. So
Yes, that Dunban will be over there
yes.
again.
Yeah.
Who's that over there?
All right. Technically speaking, this podcast is finished. However, you see, I was AFK for a little bit in between, right? And my friends, they were still talking, and the recording was still going on for the time I was AFK. And they certainly had a very interesting conversation, to say the least. And because it's funny, I decided to keep it in, but at the end. So you guys enjoy if you want to see the funny conversation.
Okay, so while we're talking about Xenoblade Free sex,
what?
you know, it's like the sex that really needs to happen. We need to see Tyrea and Thad, doing stuff.
What if Noah's just Tyrea and Thad's kid?
Mm.
Yo? I mean, hold
Ooh.
on.
We should see
Thad did have black hair, right?
Yeah, that's why the idea just randomly popped in my head, and that could explain the connection between Melia and Noah, and why for some reason she just gives Noah her fucking Monado. Sorry, you guys haven't heard that part of the lore breakdowns. Don't worry about that too much.
This is mean for the recording.
See, I think, right, that Melia, Tyrea, and Nia had a lesbian threesome. Right? Okay,
I'm
yeah.
hearing you out. I'm hearing
Right.
you out.
And
This,
then
this idea sounds good to me.
and then Tyrea gave birth to both Mio and Noah. And Noah is a Homs despite having Hyentia and Gormati parents.
I like this idea.
Well, no, consider the following. Tyrea fucked Thad, and then Thad gave birth to Noah, and
True.
that's a Xenoblade for lore.
I like this idea.
This is a good
If
idea.
we don't ever get Noah's canonical parents revealed, I will choose to believe from now on that it is Thad and Tyrea.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why Console T is extra based, because the previous two T's that are ever related to Noah are both Thad and Tyrea.
Mm-hmm.
So Triton is now Noah's grandpa. I'm so sorry for Falto. We are never getting pulled back into a recording after this.
I feel really bad because I was like, I almost like chose to like not be here because I feel like I didn't know if I would have enough to talk about. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I was here because this is like awesome.
This is amazing.
This is good.
Super ultra lightning mega segs.
What does this mean for the recording?
Bro, my stomach's
hope that
cramping from laughter.
I hope that the recording is okay because if we have to redo all of this, then it's not gonna work. This is something that could only happen once.
Yeah.
We
Especially
can't
that one
recreate this.
conversation. We need Rob
We can't-
facts.
We can't recreate me saying, Outpost Logos and Numa have sex.
Manado at the end of the
Every
I'm
time you
sorry.
say that, you get server muted.
Up with Malos.
Honestly, seeing like super ultra lightning mega sex spammed in chat, that's making me think about Zeke, and
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I would like to point out that Pandoria's voice actor is non-binary, so I am going to accept. I am going to believe from now on that my personal headcanon is that Pandoria will also be non-binary.
Okay. All right. So that is all I have to say. So if you guys want to say something funny before we end it, so feel free. But yes, otherwise I will end the podcast.
I want Tyrea to carry me and we fly over to Biona's shoulder.
Fun.
You and
Along
Tyrea
with
need to
the
give
Bethany.
birth to Noah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, we'll see you guys later, and goodbye.